In our last segment, I mentioned doubling down on donor stewardship and retention. This is a great strategy, especially when economic conditions are challenging, because it costs on average 5 times more to secure a new donor as it does to cultivate an existing one. So today, I want to give you a 60-day action plan to make it happen. Let's start by giving ourselves 10 days to get the first stage of our plan in place. During this time, you're going to analyze your donor base. Begin by pulling a report of all your donors from the past 24 months. Then, like the good marketer that you are, segment your list. You'll want to categorize those listed as first-time donors, recurring donors, major donors, and lapsed donors. For lapsed donors, I recommend assigning this category to anyone who has not given in the last 12 months or more. In addition to building out your donor segments, you'll also want to spend some time auditing your current stewardship practices. How are you currently saying thank you? What is the timing, method, and personalization of each message donors receive in your cultivation series? And when was the last time a non-ask communication was sent? The last thing you want to do in these first 10 days is take a good look at your segments and their current giving so you can set some goals for retention. Examples of goals around retention can be things like increase first-year donor retention by 10%, thank every donor within 48 hours, or re-engage 20% of lapsed donors. Certainly make sure that the goal or goals that you choose align with your organization's overall efforts. As we move beyond these first 10 days of segmenting, auditing, and goal setting, we want to focus the next 10 days on launching immediate gratitude. My suggestions here are to set a 48-hour thank you policy if you don't have one in place already. Every donation should trigger a thank you within 48 hours. And hey, if you can make it happen in 24 hours, do that instead, whatever your capacity will support. Now, not every thank you needs to be the same, so consider the levels you want to set for different types of triggers. I recommend a personal email and mailed letter for any donation up to $500. Above $500, a mailed letter and a quick phone call from a staff member or board member are most appropriate. And if in your auditing you found that it's been a while since donors received communications that didn't include an ask, prepare a gratitude update. Just a quick touch base, including a success story that they helped make possible. A heartfelt thank you message and clear results. Because of you, this wonderful thing happened. Once you've taken some time to get your gratitude all buttoned up, allocate the next 10 days of your efforts to getting your donor profiles in order and deepening personalization. Start by building simple profiles of your top 20 donors. These should include their giving history, interests like the programs you offer that they like to support, and how they prefer to communicate, whether that's by email, phone, or snail mail. You want to pay extra special attention to these highly engaged donors and make cultivation plans for each of them. Then consider your broader donor base and commit to the communications each of these segments you previously built will receive. First-time donors should get a welcome email series to both thank them and familiarize them with your organization. Major donors should receive a personalized impact report. This can be a copy of the standard impact report you create for your organization, but with a cover letter or inclusion that calls out how their support impacted the programs they're going to see inside. For lapsed donors, a heartfelt "We miss you" note can be worthwhile. And you don't even have to ask them the first time you re-engage with them. Just give them an update on what has been happening in your organization since the last time they supported you. At this point, we are halfway through our 60 days, having spent our first 30 days focused on better understanding and committing to donor retention strategies. Now we're going to put some additional engagement activities in action. Sit down and start drafting some handwritten notes. Bring your staff and board members together and send thank you cards to your top 10% of donors, mentioning their specific gifts and the impact they generated whenever possible. And consider having a stewardship-only event. This can be a virtual or in-person gathering that focuses on storytelling by staff and beneficiaries. No asks, just gratitude. Once your thank yous are in the mail and your planning for your stewardship event is underway, you can pivot your attention to creating an impact report. This does not have to be your full annual report. It can simply be a mid-year or quarterly update, whatever feels most appropriate. Use it to share some quick statistics, like the number of meals you delivered or the number of scholarships you awarded, and be sure to infuse a few donor stories. Who gave and what impact did their gift make? You might also want to consider looking at the top 20 donors you created specific profiles for last month and sending them a personal one-to-one email with the impact report attached, alongside a special note about what their specific gift helped you accomplish. Finally, we want to use the last 10 days of our 60-day action plan to strengthen our systems for long-term retention. Commit to the stewardship tasks that your team has the capacity to deliver on and schedule them on everyone's calendars. These can be monthly update emails, quarterly impact reports, annual thank yous from board members, even birthday cards for top donors. And last but not least, survey your donors. A short 3 to 5 question survey can help you uncover attitudes and behaviors that can inform future retention efforts. Ask, why do you support us? What types of updates would you like? And how can we better recognize your support? We can't assume that retention is a one-size-fits-all effort, and if we make the most of these 60 days, we'll be better than ever at cultivating closer relationships.